In this short video, I'm going to share with you some ideas of how you might start investing if you've got £50,000 to invest. Hi, my name is Mark Lloyd. I'm co-founder of Property Master Academy. I've been a property investor now for over 16 years. So if you've got £50,000 to invest, where do you start? Well, if you're going to start buying properties, you need to be looking in areas where the average property price is below £100,000, or you need to be looking for a property you can secure for below £100,000. And that's unlikely to be in the southeast of the country, but again, not impossible. It may well be close to that in your area, I don't know. But in my area where I live, it's quite expensive and not possible at all to get anything anywhere near £100,000. So that's the first thing. You need to look for an area where the property prices are going to be around about less than £100,000 to make this work. You also need to be looking for properties where you can add value so that you can extract that value further down the road. What I mean by that is, let's say, to take an example of buying a £100,000 property where you've established already that you can add some value to it. So for that £100,000 property, you're going to spend £25,000 on the deposit. That leaves you with £25,000 to cover your costs and refurbishment. By spending that money in the property, you should then be creating some value. Now, ideally, by spending £25,000, you want to be adding £25,000 minimum in value, so doubling that investment element there. So what do you then do? Well, you've got two options. You can either then sell the property to release your capital and the profit you've made, which now is, let's face it, is 50% of your original capital going into it, so that's a pretty good return. Or you could do the BRRR model. Bit of a mouthful, but essentially what it stands for is buy, refurbish, rent, refinance. So the buy, refurbish, rent obviously speaks for itself. What we're talking about on the refinance is once you've carried out the refurbishment, the property can be revalued. It's going to be revalued at a higher level, assuming you've done everything correctly. And if that's the case, then you can extract your initial capital. Now, you might not be able to extract all of it, but you can do in some instances. Certainly not as common as it used to be many years ago when I started, but it is still possible today, but don't expect it on every single deal. So if you can extract your capital from that deal, what have we got? We've now got a property essentially with no money left in, so it's almost a free property if you want to call it that, that's generating you some income. You then repeat that process again. Now, in your first year of doing this, that will mean you'll probably be able to do 2 or 3 properties. But how do you accelerate your journey? Well, in your first year, if you're able to do 2 or 3 on a refinance basis, so you're keeping the properties, extracting your capital, doing it again, that gives you a lot of experience. And it gives you a major amount of experience to be able to attract joint venture partners or angel investors who can help speed up your journey in year 2 by attracting those who invest with you, adopting the same model where you're going to use their capital to help build the value in the property, refinance and repay them so you end up with the property that's generating income. An alternative, instead of refinancing, of course, is just to sell the properties. Now, if you've got £50,000 and that's going into one property, you should be looking to make a minimum £25,000 to £30,000 profit on top of that. If you do that when you sell, that means you'll have made a 50% profit. So £50,000 investment, you're making a £25,000 profit, so that's a 50% profit. Usually that would be within 6 months as well, so an extremely good rate of return. And that's also a very good way of building up your own cash pot, because you've now got £75,000. If you do that again, you can now look at maybe a slightly more expensive property, but it doesn't have to be, it could be similar kind of levels of properties. Invest similar amounts of money and extract more money again. So you build up the cash pot to such a level where it gives you much more flexibility as to the investment strategies you can follow. Of course, there are many other strategies you could adopt in the meantime as well. I've mentioned a lot of those strategies within my videos that I did on when you've only got £10,000 or £25,000 to invest, and they still apply here as well. So take your pick. But what I would suggest is, before you do any of that, is you sit down and decide what is it you're looking to try and achieve. Why are you, first of all, investing in property, and what is your ultimate outcome? What is your ultimate goal that you're looking to get by investing that money? If you can do that, that will help you establish the path that you go down. And it's the kind of thing that we spend a lot of time with our mentees on, helping them to get started down the right path so that they can make the maximum use of the money they have available. I hope you found that useful. If you have, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to our videos and hit the notification bell at the top so you get notified of other videos as and when we post them each week. Appearing on your screen right now will be some more videos that you'll find it very useful to watch, as they will help you with your property investing journey. Thanks for listening.